Okay, deep breaths. Let's inhale and let it all out, baby. Woo! Hell yeah, boys! The Vancouver Canucks have defeated the Columbus Blue Jackets 5-4 in overtime. And this was a crazy comeback win that I did not believe was even possible. Firstly, big shout out to the Wings. They beat the Vegas Golden Knights today. I gotta rep them. It's why I'm wearing their gear out and about here in Seattle. Not wearing Kraken stuff. I got Wings stuff for you. But secondly, this video, of course, is not being recorded at home. I am out and about. I'm on the road here. So that's why all the videos earlier today and the videos coming out tomorrow, they're all pre-recorded stuff from earlier in the week. So I apologize for that. And thirdly, I wanted to say this too. This is the second time I'm actually pre-recording this post-game video, because the first time I was trying to record this video, it was actually at the end of the second, before the third period even began. I went on a long-winded and, in my opinion, fairly smart commentary about how the Vancouver Canucks have this style that has given them some problems over the years. I was going to title the post-game video, "The Canucks are getting exposed," and here's why. Because my main thesis was that the Vancouver Canucks have themselves a style that sees a really good opening, really decent to subpar middle game, and then an okay end. That's sort of the formula we have seen from Vancouver Canucks hockey over the past few weeks here. They get up a whole bunch of goals, they start out really hot, they kind of put the foot off the gas pedal a little bit, they weather the storm, they make Demko making some saves, and then they come out with the win at the end. This formula kind of hurt them in games like Toronto, for example, where they come out to the big blitz start, they're up 3-0, and then Toronto ties it. And then Vancouver goes up 4-3, and then Toronto ties it again with the shorthand of Morker. But eventually, they do win. That is an example, I think, the epitome example of the Vancouver Canucks and their style. And my rant at the end of the second period earlier tonight was going to go over how the Vancouver Canucks signature play style from this year actually hurt them in this game against Columbus, because they started out super hot. The first period, they were all over Elvis Merzlikins. They had so many shots. Merzlikins forced to make so many saves. Demko didn't really face too much rubber. Vancouver was on top, even though the first period ended off as a 0-0 tie. But the second period, this is where Vancouver started to make a few mistakes, and that's where they really just let the game get away from them. And at the end of the second, I was like, you know what, screw this. They're down 4-1. There's so little momentum here. I'm going to go record the post-game video, and I'm going to make a statement, because the Canucks are not going to win. They're not going to come back in the third. I'm going to upload the video that I recorded at the end of the second, and everybody's going to believe when I say that I'm right, because that's actually going to happen. I did say, though, that if the Vancouver Canucks find themselves a way to win against Columbus, which they did, then the entire rant that I went on at the end of the second period that I recorded here on my phone, I'm not going to upload that. Not going to let it see the light of day. Because even though the Vancouver Canucks ended up losing the second period by quite a significant margin, shorthanded goal scored by the Blue Jackets off of a very brutal Elias Pettersson turnover, then you had the other goal scored off of a bad bounce behind the Canucks goal line, 2-0 Columbus. You had the Boeser goal, which was nice to see Vancouver getting back on the score sheet. You know, Pia Suter going up to Miller, who comes right down in. He centers it out for Brock, who is able to get the tap in front. But the other two goals scored by Columbus, I mean, not the best at all. JT Miller giveth, JT Miller taketh. He had a terrible giveaway in his own zone, which resulted in the Jake Bean third Columbus goal. And then you had yourselves the Marchenko goal, where Johnny Gaudreau just kind of serves around. He has his way with the space, and then he just chucks it on goal, and it's tipped by Marchenko off the post, and then off of Demko's back and in. That was the end of the second period, and I was frustrated. I was cranky. I've got Elias Pettersson, Miller, Hughes, all on my fantasy team, and the guy I'm playing this week, who is beating me, by the way, shout out to you, Austin Cybulski, he's got Brock Boeser on his team. So, like, the fact is, I was kind of, like, already defeated based off of what we had seen. 4-1, who comes back from 4-1, right? But the Vancouver Canucks did, baby. And they do it in the most confrontational way possible. They start things off with the power play goal in the third period. They ended off the second with a power play. They started off the third with that power play, and it is eventually put in the back of the net by one Elias Pettersson. Great play. Is that the right goal that I'm thinking about? Yeah, it's Elias Pettersson. He's got himself the play. Hughes goes over to Miller, cross-crease to Petey, and Merzlikins is down and out. He's kind of trying to stretch outwards to get it, but nope, it doesn't go. It's now a 4-2 game. Okay, I was kind of like, you know what? I can still upload the video that I recorded if the Canucks end up winning or losing 4-2. But then the Blue Jackets got another power play, or penalty, excuse me. Canucks got themselves another man advantage. And this time, it's Quinn Hughes. He chucks it on goal. It gets tipped by Pia Suter, and then it gets tipped by Boeser. It's in the back of the net. Elvis Merzlikins gets beat, and I am kind of freaking out a little bit because I'm like, okay, wait, the Canucks, they're coming back here, and the guy that I'm playing in fantasy has Boeser, so there's another tally for him. And then the Vancouver Canucks once more. It's Miller who goes across Pettersson, and then you have yourselves the Brock Boeser front front presence, excuse me, my mind is all over the place. Boeser gets another goal to tie this game up at 4. His hat trick, third hat trick on the year. Brock Boeser is now at 30 goals on the season, baby. We've been waiting for this for 6 years. It's been since 2018 that we've wanted to see Brock Boeser. Oh boy, the lights have gone out. That's not good. It's been 6 years, excuse me, since Brock Boeser made his debut with the Canucks in a rookie capacity and was snubbed off of 30 goals. He has 30 now, baby. He's got up to 30. He ties the game 4-4, and there's like 10 minutes to go, something like that. I'm kind of freaking out still because the guy I'm playing has Boeser, but I'm getting assists too from Petey, Hughes, and Miller. So good on me, good on the other guy. But Brock Boeser's goal is the tying one that gives Vancouver life. And the weird part ends up happening as the game goes throughout this third period because you have yourselves a play in the corner, in the Canucks end, where Ian Cole boards a guy, and in the same stint, you've got Tyler Myers that boards a guy and then elbows the other guy. So 2 Canucks players did penalizable things, and initially it's Ian Cole who gets the first penalty. But the Blue Jackets are hollering and clamoring at the referees because Sean Kuraly, the guy who got boarded by Tyler Myers, actually starts to bleed. And eventually there's a review on the Cole penalty, which results in Cole not getting a penalty. But Tyler Myers, who wasn't involved in the initial call, ends up getting an elbowing, major, and a game misconduct. So, 5 minutes, Columbus has a power play, tie game, last, I think it was like 8 minutes of the third period, something like that. And Canucks fans are like, okay, this is it. Like, they need to kill this off if they want to have a chance at winning. Columbus fans are like, okay, this is it. We need to score here or else we're not going to have any chance at winning. And the Blue Jackets only had 1 shot. What was that? Like, that felt more like a Canucks power play than a Columbus Blue Jackets power play, just with the amount of times the Canucks were able to take the puck, send it down, and even spend more time in the Blue Jacket zone. It gets killed off, the game goes into overtime, and what do you know? It's Brock Boeser who gets the pass from Hughes. He comes right down to left wing, dangles on the inside, chucks it in front, and it goes off of Elias Pettersson's skate and in. 5-4. Pettersson gets, 2 goals and an assist? Hughes gets 3 assists. Miller gets 3 assists. Boeser gets 3 assists. No, 3 goals and an assist. Vancouver wins. Boeser's at 30 goals. My video from like 40 minutes ago, I'm going to delete. Nobody's ever going to see that video because they proved me wrong. Vancouver, y'all proved me wrong, man. And I cannot be more happy to say that. Even though I am not wearing Canucks gear, you know, shout out to Detroit, man. Beating Vegas is always fun. But for Vancouver, against one of the worst teams in the NHL in Columbus, they got it done. They sealed the deal. 5-4 in OT. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. How do you feel about this game and the assessments of their overall third period? Screw the first and the third. Screw the first and the second, excuse me. They played well in the first, bad in the second, but they put it all together in the third and overtime. Thoughts in the comment section below about this Vancouver Canucks win. I hope you enjoyed this Vrisharash Roll 9, and bye.